from Palm Springs, California, it's the Marc Antonelli Show, starring Mark Lantera and Tony Pomponia. Tonight's guest, actor, producer, Frank Montiforte, and yours truly, Marc Antonelli. And now, put your hands together for Marc Antonelli.
Thank you. Thank you everybody for coming here. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wait a minute.
What?
What's this?
It's my cocktail.
How come I got a glass of water over here?
This is my water.
Where's Vladimir when I need him? Where's Vladimir? Vladimir, I need your help.
Anyway, that being said, thank you everybody for showing up today. Tony is, he's a little bit behind a curveball right now. Tony, take a seat.
Okay, let's sit down.
Let's sit down. Let's relax. So talk to me. First of all, before we go any further, you had an announcement. You want to say something?
So check it out. We have a brand new set here. How about this? But before we do that, we want to send a special thank you to Joel and Lee Lovett over at AJ's for allowing us to shoot our first few episodes at AJ's, okay? Big round of applause for that, okay? And Mark, why don't you take it from here?
And today, starting today with this beautiful set that we have here, and the opportunity to be at Chef George, and the thankfulness that we all have for Chef George, Lana, and of course, Vladimir, our favorite bartender.
Yeah.
So give a big round of applause for that as well.
Yep. So, so let's get right. You know, let's close out our whole experience at AJ's. There's one thing that you folks don't know is that he and I absolutely have a lot of fun working together. Okay?
Yes, we do.
And one of the things that happens all the time is when I'm right in the middle of doing my spiel on the show, this guy can't keep a straight face. And I'm going to give you an example. Okay? So one scene, we're sitting at the bar, right? And a couple of pretty girls, let's see, here he goes already. He's starting already. A couple of pretty girls come up and want to pick up on us. And my thing is I'm supposed to fall out of my bar stool, right? So I fall down.
He does it very well, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got a little practice.
Okay.
So anyway, so I'm on the ground. And I'm over there on the ground, and I'm waiting for the cue for me to come back up. All of a sudden, his wife, Angela, comes in into the picture. She starts rambling on. I'm over there waving. Hey, come on. I want to get back up, okay? My knees are killing me down here. Oh,
we use him as a stuntman as well as the actor for the show. Yeah.
This guy's over there laughing. He always laughs. Anything I do, he's got to laugh at me.
You bring the best out of me, Tony. You are probably the best comedian I've ever been with.
Hey, I'm not even a comedian.
Well, wait a minute, you're the only comedian I've been with, so yeah. Anyway, we've got a great show this evening. Tony, real quickly before we go to break, who's on the show?
We got the great Frank Montiforte.
Excellent.
Okay? And we got Marc Antonelli, the voice.
So we'll be right back after this break.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back, everybody. Tony, you and I have a special guest coming out.
That's right.
Let's see. He's been on Mark's Place.
That's right.
I think he was on Wise Guys with you.
Yes, he was one of the co-stars on Wise Guys.
Yeah, on Mark's Place, he played my Uncle Chip, who wanted to take half my fortune. Frank Montiforte, everybody. So give him an applause. Give him an applause here.
Hey.
And doing it the Italian way.
Here you go. I forgive you.
Take a seat there, Frank.
Sit down.
How you doing, baby?
How are you, Frank?
I'm good. I'm still here.
How's it? We'll go like this. How's things?
How's things? Still to goes that bad.
Yeah?
Which means everything is good.
How about those 4 years you spent in prison?
Don't touch it.
Sorry. All right, so moving right along.
Christ, Jesus.
No. He's just kidding. He was never in
Just
prison.
kidding, just
Maybe
kidding.
4 days in prison, but not 4 years. So anyway, we
Yeah.
brought you on the show.
Yeah.
You're a personal friend of Tony and myself.
That's right.
You and I are from Chicago.
Absolutely. Taylor Street.
There it is, back in the day. So what your thoughts and impressions are of Chicago?
Okay, Chicago. No place like Chicago. You know, my
I
folks
agree.
came from Italy, and we were in Chicago in the Italian neighborhood. I mean, other people, of course, but basically Italians. And I loved how we grew up. We it was just terrific. Everybody had doing their own thing. Just work hard.
Yeah.
And it's not bulking the system. Just
Right.
work hard. just have respect for people, and that's what we learned. If not, there's a wooden spoon across your head.
Across the head or across the hands. I remember the hands getting a
that
little
was
red
terrible.
sometimes. The knuckles now,
Oh,
boom,
yeah,
they're pretty tough.
The wooden spoon was for real, folks.
Oh yeah, it was great.
The wooden spoon was for real.
Yeah.
That's no joke.
Yeah.
We all
No.
know the wooden spoon.
Yeah, being in an Italian family, that was
Yeah,
always
sure.
hanging where you could see it as a reminder.
Yeah,
And
and
the strap.
can I tell you something?
That's right, Mark.
Discipline, because my mother used to say, you can't be shkustumad, which means ignorant.
Right.
Never be ignorant. Just do the best you can, and just be honest. And
Yep.
and my father, Sam, said, listen, kid, if you don't do anything wrong, you don't have to look over your shoulder. And that's it.
That was a spoken word. That's a
right.
good word. Come on, people, give it up. That's pretty good. That is very, very good.
Frank left out one little thing. If the spoon didn't work,
Shoes.
there was another device. You get a shoe, but once I got to your dad, it was the strap hanging in the
Yes.
bathroom. The one that you see. It
Stuck
was
out.
when you used to
And
shave.
buckle out.
Yeah, and buckle out.
The strap. I wonder why kids don't grow up.
Well, I was
And there was
born
no
in-
place to hide.
I'm not
I
gonna
was
say
born in
that.
the kitchen table. I still have a couple of splinters they couldn't get out. And in those days, you didn't go to the hospital. I mean,
No.
there was no money for that, so
no.
the okumars, the elderly
Right.
ladies,
Yep,
and
yep.
that's
So
how I
you were
was
born on the kitchen
Do
table.
you miss Chicago? I mean, I know you're out here now since, 1960, but
Yeah, I left.
you left Chicago
I
to
left
come on.
Chicago
Was that it?
into L.A.
Oh, it was into L.A.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What I wanted to know, Frank, is I've obviously talked to Frank a lot on set of both shows that we've been on together, but I love hearing the story about your store, Mr. Frank's, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
people that used to come to your store for your assistance.
Yeah, well, let's start. When I left, first of all, when I left Chicago, I was an actor. I was trying to be an actor.
Okay.
So I said, well, either I'll go to L.A. or New York. But I thought it was Al Pacino.
You didn't know he's a comedian too, people.
No kid, yeah. So I went to L.A. I couldn't find any work. And there's those days, all the actors were there, in the early 60s. And we used to play baseball. They had teams. Jack Nicholson, Jimmy Kahn, and Don Rickles, and all these guys, Frankie Avalon. We had all these teams. And somebody made it, some made it, and some didn't. So, and I was always a clothes horse when I was a kid. I just loved clothes. So I figured, I can't be a movie star, so I'd rather dress them. So I had a friend who had a ladies' clothing store. And he used to do so well. I said, that's what I'm going to do. So I
So you dressed the stars.
I had $1,200, opened up a store. Don't ask me how, And I went to Paris because what am I going to do that's different?
Okay.
And I found all these fantastic fashions. Nobody went to Paris. Not a little store. Not a little store.
And
I
what
was
year
the
was
first
it?
one,
What year was this, Frank?
1968.
68.
And I
Wow.
closed in 1996.
Wow, you were
That
there
was
a
a
long
good
time.
run.
Yeah.
And I had the most fantastic clients, and it was,
Name some of them. You had the stars.
my, let's see, my favorite was Audrey Meadows. Audrey Meadows was fabulous. Sally Struthers was fabulous. Elizabeth Montgomery was fabulous. I love the part when Sophia Loren said, I'm doing a big sale. She says, and what's my price? I went, what? Now, we used to talk because she's Nobly Don and my mother's Nobly Don.
Okay.
So there's always, Joan Collins was a hoot. I mean, there were so many of them. And I used to do all the television shows. Not all the
See, I don't know if the audience knows that.
well,
yeah,
I
you
used
were
to,
involved
I used to provide wardrobe for Dynasty, Dallas.
Oh, Dallas.
Who's the boss? And it was just
These are big shows, popular
yeah,
shows
they
in
were
the day,
they were
too.
big shows.
Yeah.
Not all of it, not all of it.
Okay.
Bob Mackey, all the Dynasty thing with the gowns. I did the sportswear.
Okay.
Beautiful Italian
Still.
pants with it just
Yeah.
and my clients were just. And it just went for years and years and years.
Well,
for you.
it still hasn't gone away. I got to add something.
Okay.
A lot of the folks probably experience this as well. We could be sitting in a restaurant and having dinner, and all of a sudden Frank comes walking in with a sports coat,
Beautiful
or
coat.
a shirt or something, and next thing you know, you're trying it on. Okay? I mean, even Mark.
I can attest to that, actually.
Yeah. We all have a jacket hanging in our closet, thanks to Frank Montiforte.
Well, I like to give them away. I mean,
Yeah, and I have to tell you, 42 regular, kind of what I wear. So, Frank has covered me many a times.
Well, I used
Many
to
a
work.
times.
I used to work for a funeral parlor. No.
I was wondering why I was a little itchy the last good. Okay. All right. Hey,
But I loved it. But and I had a lot of clients,
Okay.
the gals and their husbands, they were producers. So, and I was still in the business. I still liked doing the business. I
Okay.
did some television shows,
Yeah.
but not enough to. I had 2 kids, so I couldn't do that. I can't be a movie star and take care of business.
Right.
And and just so I did odd jobs. I worked at the Whiskey A Go Go. When they first started in 1960.
Give it up, people. Famous spot.
And I knew all those young kids from the Doors, to Buffalo Springfield, even
Really?
the people, from Motown.
You
and
made
they
your
were
rounds, Frank.
they were great.
Frank,
they were
I
great.
got a question. I went there once when I first turned 21, and Evel Knievel was always there.
Yes, he was.
He was, and he was so generous. He'd buy drinks for everybody.
Yeah, he
I
was.
remember
They
those guys would
they
show
were
up.
all.
Hey, he's here. Get in
You know,
line.
the
Free
nice
line.
the nice things about it, but when I set up a bar on Saturdays, my kids would come with me.
Okay.
And on Saturdays, whether it's Jimmy Morrison and the Doors, or
Right.
Buffalo Springfield, or
Wow.
they'd be rehearsing. And these kids were so great. Now, never had any money. They had never had any money for drinks, so they'd be laying in the bar. So I'd slip them a beer and a Coke. And they were so grateful after the gig. They'd say, "Frankie, this is for you." They give me this purple Crown Royal bag. Looking at, I don't know what that is. Quaaludes. I don't do that stuff. I never did. I never even drank wine. So I said, "Who likes Quaaludes?" "Oh, I like it." It was fabulous, and they were all fabulous.
You became a very popular
Just
guy. Huh?
fabulous. Oh, there was
You've
just.
got a lot of history. Now, switching gears just a little bit, rumor has it, somebody who was a comedian back in the day kind of had his own edgy style. Don Rickles?
Oh, sure. Yeah, Don. Yeah, I
Give
met
the
Don.
audience a little background about how the two of you were that time.
Well, first of all, we were doing baseball, whatever, and I had a girlfriend, and her friend was dating Bob Newhart. So we got to meet, and we're friends, and in fact, he and Rickles were friends, and we
Right.
got to be friends, and that's almost like family.
Yeah.
And so when I was asked by Bob to be his daughter's godfather, I said yes, which is a big honor.
Oh, wow.
Because you take care of the kids.
How cool
Right.
was that?
And all of a sudden, I don't know, it must be something. Maybe I was lucky, whatever it was. So, and I have I'm a godfather for all the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the Crosby boys, Phil Crosby, his 2 children, which is Bing Crosby and Dixie Crosby's grandchildren, I was their godfather.
Wow.
Frank,
Yeah.
you
And
come
all-
with a lot of
Tell you, man.
history, my friend.
And another one, Julie Stein, the composer,
Yeah,
his grandson Dean, I'm his godfather.
Wow.
Frank.
So you are a real godfather.
Yeah, it cost me a lot of money on Christmas.
And now I know why at Mark's place that when you play Uncle Chip and you come at me and say, "Look, we're going to do it my way."
That's
not your
right. Yeah,
way,
well,
my
it's
way,
just
right?
yeah. I don't want my nostrils to get open, and get hot.
I got to add something in regards to when he plays Uncle Chip on Mark's Place. There is a scene where we went back in time and you were young, and
Yeah.
your buddy, I think it was, who was it, Joey?
Joey I
Joey
is
I, yeah.
Joey
a friend
I.
of ours from the East Coast.
Yeah, there's a scene where he's got the hat on and sitting there. He looks so friggin' perfect.
You were scary when I sat down there
Yeah,
with you.
you were just the real deal. That was a great job you did on that scene.
No, I don't have it with me.
Exactly. But you did a great job, and you've
Thank
done
you.
equally as well with Tony on Wise Guys.
Yeah.
Oh, he's played so many different parts. He's played the Pope. He's played Frank the Inventor. I mean, he's wearing so many different hats.
You've been in the kitchen doing the kitchen
Yeah,
scenes
yeah,
too.
yeah,
So
exactly.
Yeah, cooking.
Unbelievable.
By the way,
It's
I
been
met
a
lady-
long, it's been a long ride. Like here I'm now with all you guys. I've been here since 2003.
Yep.
Well,
I didn't. What am I going to do?
Frank, I'm sorry. We're up against the clock, as they say.
You're going to be back.
You'll be back.
Absolutely.
All right. So
My
everybody
pleasure.
Stay tuned.